Texas Chainsaw. This is a big one. Let's talk about it. All right. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ooh, we got a fascinating update with this one. All right, guys. So if you don't know, the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie we got came to Netflix. It was called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, funny enough, this movie wasn't originally supposed to go to Netflix. I believe this was actually in the time of the pandemic and whatnot. And they had made the movie and it was intended to go to theaters, but with everything going on, it ended up going to streaming with Netflix. So they made the movie with the intention to go to theaters, but it sold to Netflix. And supposedly, even though the movie was not that great, I liked the Leatherface and the kills. That was my favorite part, but the movie itself was pretty eh. But apparently did a good enough amount of views, and Netflix wanted to make another one. Unfortunately, Netflix didn't have it in their contract to keep making sequels, so the rights went up, and people have been bidding on it. Well, today we got an article from Deadline where they let us know that Texas Chainsaw Massacre bidding war talks heat up Taylor Sheridan among new names in the mix. The Dish. Okay, so this is a fascinating article because there is a lot of people right now fighting for the rights of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and some of these names and some of these studios, very exciting. I honestly don't know who I want. So here's a full look at them, but we'll go back to the article so you could see what each one plans to do. So let's start off with the first name on the list here. So it says here, there are no clear frontrunners in the bidding war. However, new creative parties have emerged with a passion for the project. Myriad, notably creative entities, have teamed up with the studios to pitch Verve, the two owners of the rights, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre rights holders on their version of the notorious Leatherface who uses a chainsaw to go cannibalistic on a killing spree. Okay, so let's talk about the first one. Here is Jordan Peele and Monkeypaw. So that is a name. So if you don't know, Jordan Peele has his own production company called Monkeypaw, and he's been trying to make a name for it. He's trying to make it kind of like his own Blumhouse, his own Neon, trying to make it known for horror movies, right? They got a movie coming out this year called Him, which first sports horror movie that looks really cool with Marlon Wayans. Okay, couple things on this. I know you guys see Jordan Peele and you go, oh, dude, Jordan Peele directing? That would... Nothing says he would direct. If anything, I can guarantee and put money on it, Jordan Peele would just be a producer, and it would be a very popular IP to help out his studio, Monkeypaw, gain some traction and more notability. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure Jordan Peele will still have some creative control, some say on what to do because it's his production company. Same way Jason Blum probably has a say on what to do with Blumhouse movies, right? But don't go thinking Jordan Peele will direct this. No. If he did, that'd be the number one choice for me. I'd be like, Jordan Peele, done. Don't need to hear any other name. He'd just be a producer on it. And the only reason I'm kind of like on that is because he's kind of done this already with Candyman. Jordan Peele produced the 2021 Candyman that was directed by Nia DaCosta. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't love it. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was just okay. It was just kind of to me. I was, I guess, hoping for more or wanted an expansion. Some people really liked the movie. I just found it to be okay. And we've had enough okay or just mid Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. It's time for Leatherface to make a big old swing, right? So Jordan Peele on it, of course I'd be okay with it if he got his hands on it. I'd be more curious after who he picks to write and direct the movie because he would just produce it. Jordan Peele would rather make his own original ideas, and that's fine because I love the Jordan Peele original ideas. So, okay, so that's a name right there. Jordan Peele and Monkeypaw. This was a curveball. Taylor Sheridan with Paramount. If you're not familiar with that name, let me Google it for you because that's what I had to do. Taylor Sheridan is a name most notably known for shows like Yellowstone. That's what this guy makes. And, you might not know it, but apparently your grandmommy, your uncle, somebody is watching the heck out of things like Yellowstone and this Harrison Ford show because I hear they're nothing but great. I've never seen them. I would probably enjoy them, but I have no interest, right? Either way, he's been making these and he's been very successful with that. And Taylor Sheridan is somebody who grew up in Texas. So he actually is a very fond of the franchise and would love to give his own spin on it. Let me see if I can see what it says here. Name has gained steam as he's interested in the property. At this point in this time, Sheridan would only serve as a producer on a future Texas Chainsaw project. No surprise there with his interest as Sheridan was raised in Texas. Again, I realize that's an odd name and it's one you don't care about because it's again like Yellowstone and you don't think Texas Chainsaw, but think about it. Even just him wearing the cowboy hat. I think that is something that's missing in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. That kind of Western Texas charm. That's kind of what separates Texas Chainsaw Massacre from your Freddy Krueger, your Jason, your Chucky, is that it's set out in the old country of Texas. It's just wide open spaces with characters wearing cowboy hats and Bubba, get over here. You got to get your dinner. So honestly, I would not mind that choice. He would add the flavor the franchise has been missing. Because I'll tell you, in that last Texas Chainsaw, it didn't have that Western charm. It didn't have it. It was, in fact, it had the opposite because it was about younger kids buying a town and gentrifying it so they can put yogas and bobas everywhere. Bubba was mad and he got to killing. The movie ends with a dang Tesla self-driving itself. Yeah, I say that now, but Texas is going to become the new Tesla headquarters. So maybe that is a Texas thing. Now, who am I to know, right? Okay, so that's a name there. Kind of a curveball, but it's an interesting one. Oz Perkins with Neon. Okay, another interesting one right there. Let's read the article, what they had to say. In regards to Oz Perkins' version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we understand the Longlegs filmmaker would only produce and co-write with Brian Bertino. Bertino, who directed the original 2008 The Strangers, would helm this particular version of Leatherface should Neon win the rights. Okay, so this would be with Neon and Oz Perkins. Now, I got some thoughts because I think Oz Perkins is a very talented director. I really do. I watch Monkey, I watch Longlegs, and even Hansel and Gretel, and I'm like, this is a good filmmaker. He's got a great visual style. He's good with blood, and the marketing behind these movies are great, right? I think that, so this would be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that is finally marketed right, and you could always get a lot of success when you do that. But also, I don't exactly love all his movies. I was not someone who loved Longlegs, and I also was okay on the Monkey. I like parts of the Monkey. If anything, I just don't like it towards the end where it got too silly and weird, but did have good blood and a good visual style. I think the part that excites me most is them saying, Bertino, who directed The Strangers, would write this movie. I like that original The Strangers, and that feels like it has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe a little bit, out in the middle of nowhere, these random people come after you. I could get down with that. So, and Neon, I think, is also an up and coming. Well, they've been up and coming, but they've been having some really big hits and whatnot. So, sure, that would be a name I'd be fine with. But we'll see. Next up, this one was weird. Let me see, what was it? Glen Powell and A24. All right. This is just an unexpected name. Glen Powell and A24 pitching together to try and get Texas Chainsaw. One thing I'll say is, I mean, Glen Powell has a face built for Texas Chainsaw. I mean, I just look him up with the cowboy hat from Twisters. Already looks like he's on the set of Texas Chainsaw and he's about to fight Leatherface. I feel like, yeah, that's a dude I wouldn't mind seeing fight Leatherface. But there's a caveat to this. There's something going on with this. Let me see if I can find the exact phrasing of it. Command F A24. All right, here we go. We understand that's so it says here, we understand that's a TV pitch aligned with A24 and will have Austin native Glen Powell involved but not starring. Okay, so if A24 gets it, they're not making a movie. They're not putting Glen Powell in the starring chair. If A24 gets it, they want to make it a TV show. Yeah, that changes your mind on A24 getting the rights, right? Because I know some people here, A24 Texas Chainsaw? There's a part of you that could argue the original Texas Chainsaw, if you slap an A24 logo on it, it fits. It's got the vibe. I could see it, But you tell me it's a TV show? I don't know. I'm kind of lukewarm on TV shows nowadays. That Alien Earth show does look good. So what do I know? Because I wasn't that thrilled when they said an Alien TV show, but that trailer for Alien Earth looks great. Maybe A24 can cook. If I could see what they've done with Friday 13th, because that's another TV show they're working on, maybe I'd be more excited for it. But right now, I'd rather see Leatherface in a movie. So I don't even know if I want A24 to get it, although they probably do great things. Netflix, though. Get out of here, especially when I read this to you. So We first reported that Strange Darling, G.T. Molnar, which I will say Strange Darling has Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, and G.T. Molnar I think would be great for it, but it'd also be with the Minecraft movie producer Roy Lee, and it would be a Netflix movie. Really, the main reason I wouldn't want to go to Netflix is because no one talks about it if it goes to Netflix. Like Netflix does not market it. Netflix does not make the people aware. There's no exciting buildup to it. It's just dumped on there. People will watch it for the weekend it comes out, and then it disappears. Just like the way no one talks about the one that came out on Netflix, right? So part of me is like, I don't want it on Netflix. To me, best options are these three. These are my most wanted options. Jordan Peele producing with Monkeypaw, Tyler Sheridan sure with Paramount, or Oz Perkins with Neon. That's what I want happening. And it's kind of cool that there's this many people interested in Texas Chainsaw and they see the value in the brand. Because if you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw, you know the last like 3 sequels that we gotten have been straight to streaming or straight to DVD, kind of poo-pooey fest, right? I still think the 2003 and 2005 movie are the best Texas Chainsaw movies. And that's like, I would love to go back to that standard and that kind of vibe. But hey, you guys let me know out of these studios, these people involved, this bidding war. I know I did see some people go, what about Blumhouse? How come Blumhouse just maxed out their credit cards buying Saw? Okay, they ain't got any more money to spend. So that's why you're not seeing Blumhouse in these conversations, because they're more focused on Saw, and I don't blame them. I think they know they can pump out more Saw movies than Texas Chainsaw movies. So that's a thing there. Yeah. And like some people are like, I want the Yellowstone guy to win. Yellowstone guy to win. Yeah. I don't blame you. I honestly looked at the Yellowstone guy and I was like, the heck he gonna do? And I was like, oh, I guess it would have that westerny charm, you know? So yeah, you guys let me know. You guys let me know on that.